Hi everyone, it's Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin for Monday, the 16th of December, here on the 4th Official on YouTube. A very warm welcome to you, and thanks for joining me on this video. Just 24 hours following on from an epic Premier Sports League Cup final at Hampden, which saw Rangers come up the wrong side of a 3-3 draw match going to penalties after extra time. Ridvan Yilmaz being the fall guy with his penalty saved by Kasper Schmeichel, and Celtic would go up the other end with Dyson Mida converting the final penalty of the shootout to give them their 119th trophy in their history, overtaking Rangers' title haul as well. So disappointing day at the office for Philippe Clement's men, but it was a much closer affair than the last time these two sides met back in September. And had things fallen probably a little bit differently for Rangers on the day, then it could very easily have been a very different result. Once again, in midfield, Rangers were much more combative in there. Nicolas Drashkin and second goal scorer Mohamed Diamandi in particular, very impressive in stifling what has historically been the best part of the Celtic side in these games, with Callum McGregor not getting much of a sniff during the game. But it was defensive lapses that saw Celtic breach Jack Butland's goal on 3 separate occasions, including 2 goals right at the start of the second half, just after a 4-on-1 break that Rangers had, where Nadeem Bayrami really should have done a little bit better. Had that been a little bit different, Rangers were able to capitalise on the early goal scored by Nadeem Bayrami in the first half, where he took advantage of a Greg Taylor mistake. It could have been very, very different, but yeah, that period, early second half, where Celtic took the lead after the goals from Maida and Taylor, could have very much kind of seen Rangers kind of capitulate and kind of fall to type during these games, but it wasn't to be. Diamandi coming back with the equaliser, showing a great deal of presence in the other half of the park, and had it not been for a brilliant Kasper Schmeichel save from another Diamandi shot, again, things past perhaps could have been a little bit different. Nicholas Kuhn's goal, 5 minutes from time, looked like being the winner for Celtic, but once again, Rangers were able to break up the other end, and Danilo scoring a header to take the game into extra time. And off the back of Rangers' brilliant efforts with that 1-1 draw against Tottenham Hotspur on Thursday evening, the extra time period was very kind of nip and tuck, not a great deal of kind of goal scoring opportunities for either side, but very contentious VAR decision where the referee, John Beaton, didn't award a penalty for a foul on Václav Černý. Wasn't overturned, wasn't sent up to VAR for them to take a second look at it. And all the still images that we've seen today off the back of it, manager Philippe Clement mentioning in his post-match comments that he was very surprised that VAR didn't take a second look at it. And considering how much VAR has been used in these Old Firm games of late, over the last couple of years, contentious decision after contentious decision. If you think back at goals that have been chopped off, you think of the goal in last year's Scottish Cup final, which was chopped off for a supposed foul on the Celtic goalkeeper, Joe Hart. Wasn't too much in that one. If you think of Kemar Roof's goal that was chopped off for a foul on Lager Bielka, if you think of Alfredo Morelos' goal that was chopped off for a push on Alistair Johnson, you can go on and go on about all these kind of 50-50 decisions that have not been 50-50 in this game for a number of years now. And when it's a game of so fine margins, you really need decisions to fall the way that they should go to give you any possible opportunity of winning these sorts of games. Now, Philippe Clement will look on this week's performances in terms of the draw against Tottenham, the draw against Celtic, beat on penalties and goal performances are vastly improved to where we thought they were going to be around 4 or 5 weeks ago. And the team are certainly playing with a lot more hunger, a lot more desire, a lot more intensity. The style of play is a lot more fast-paced. The midfield's working a lot more in tandem with the forward players, and given Yanis Hadji, Danilo and Hamza Gaman, we've got a lot more forward threat on the park to try and obviously get up there. I think what hurt Rangers ultimately yesterday was the inability to shore up the defence, and conceding 3 goals again, I think will be a worry to the manager. Obviously, yesterday we had injury problems with John Souttar not being able to be there. I think Robin Proper did a decent job. Leon Balogun, you could tell, is still a very effective defender at this level, but couldn't play the full 90 minutes, had to be replaced by Dujon Sterling, who's certainly not a natural centre-back. And I think it's clear that Rangers in the January window will have to do some sort of business in defensive areas, because with John Souttar being out yesterday, it did leave us very short at the back. Once again, the captain, James Tavernier, came out at the end of the game disappointed with the result, but certainly the manner of the performance was a lot closer in terms of what we've seen in Old Firm fixtures recently. And the manager will now go into the game on the 2nd of January knowing that game at Ibrox is an absolute must-win, because no Rangers manager can constantly survive being on the wrong end of results against Celtic, no matter how improved the performance was yesterday. When all was said and done, it was Callum McGregor that went up and collected the trophy, and that would have been a massive frustration for the players and for the management that put so much into the game yesterday and also on Thursday night. And ultimately, we've got a point against Tottenham to show for it, and a losing effort in a cup final, and whoever remembers the losers in a cup final. So today sees the start of a brand new era at Rangers, with a brand new executive management team in place, with the new chairman, with the new CEO, and certainly one thing that will have to be on their agenda is to speak with the SFA and with Willie Collum on the VAR decisions and how they didn't go in Rangers' favour once again yesterday. One other thing that I'm sure the SFA report will mention is the continued use of pyrotechnics at the game yesterday that caused a delay in the kickoff, and that's sure to lead to yet another fine going towards the club, Celtic, as well. I think we'll get hammered for that one as well. And it's a discussion point that we'll have over on our Patreon channel later on this week. A bit more of a deep dive into the case for or against pyro. So hope you can join us for that one. Also, we'll have a long form pod breaking down all the talking points from the cup final yesterday. That will be with you tomorrow over on Patreon. But as always, a big thank you to you all for watching us here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you don't miss any of our video content, and make sure you find us over on patreon.com/thefourthofficial for all our podcasts, all our articles, loads of good stuff over there for less than $2.99 per month. And with Christmas coming up, why not treat your loved ones to a yearly subscription for the Fourth Official? We would be delighted to hear from you over there. As I said, www.patreon.com/thefourthofficial. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.